Want to learn one of the biggest secrets of giving a presentation? I'll give you a hint. It doesn't come from the part you're spending the most time on, which is the body of the presentation. Let's have ourselves a pocket-sized pep talk. And I'll not only tell you where it does come from, you'll get one more Rob and another president story while we're at it.
A pocket-sized pep talk, the podcast that can help energize your business and your life with a quick, inspiring message. Now, here's your host, Rob Jolles.
I was recently on the road outside of Philadelphia conducting an executive presentation skills program. It's a program I really like teaching because it allows me to go back to my own roots. After all, the first book I ever wrote was not a sales book, but a book on speaking professionally. It was my first bestseller, and now it's in its fourth edition. Yep, sometimes it's nice to take a break from teaching people how to sell. Of course, that didn't happen during the teaching of this program. That's because the biggest secret in learning to speak professionally is learning how to sell when you speak. Surprised? You shouldn't be. I already did a podcast about the bizarre fill-in presentation I conducted in place of Bill Clinton. Now I'm here to tell you that isn't the only president I connected with as a speaker. Many years ago, the Baltimore County Police came out to Xerox looking for a speaker. They wanted the speaker to deliver a keynote in front of about 1,100 hostage negotiators at their annual conference. After observing a handful of Xerox instructors, I was selected. Now, before you pat me on the back, understand I believe I was selected because I firmly believe that the other Xerox trainers that may have chosen ahead of me turned them down. When they sat me down to offer me the presentation after my initial fist pump, the police officer narrowed his gaze and said, "I need to tell you two quick things before you say yes. First, although we believe your message of selling and persuasion will be invaluable to our constituents, you need to know that when we broke the news we were going to get a Xerox copier salesman, they weren't too pleased." "Oh, is there more?" The policeman continued. "Yes, sir. You should know that this group is used to some pretty high caliber speakers. 2 years ago, Ted Koppel was our keynote speaker." "Oh, what about last year?" With this guarded policeman look, but a slight smile, "We had Ronald Reagan. He was quite good, sir." Again, it was dawning on me why I had been selected. I said yes. I said yes because I put my faith in a process I've now been teaching and writing about for well over 30 years. On that fateful day, I had 60 magic minutes. I spent 15 of them using multiple tactics to sell that audience on my message. That's 25% of my speaking time, just getting them to want to hear about the message. If I told anyone I was going to spend that much time just prepping the audience for the presentation, they would have had a fit. But doing this allowed me to connect the message to what we were doing. For the next 10 years, I received a letter from this committee saying the same thing. "Mr. Jolles, your presentation remains the highest rated presentation ever delivered at our symposium." That's something I'm immensely proud of. Yep, I just needed to sell the message that day. Sell. There's that word again. I just can't seem to get away from it. However, can you imagine sitting in a room, learning how to bring a message to life and not learning how to apply selling to presenting? Imagine for a moment that you were about to take the stage and give a presentation. Feel a butterfly or two? Now imagine that I walked over to you and whispered in your ear, "I can guarantee that every single person in the audience wants to hear your message and is looking forward to hearing what you have to say." I bet you'd feel a little bit better. Well, that comes from learning how to sell within your presentation. That's what needs to be taught. And teaching people how to do this happens to be a passion of mine. Now you understand why I enjoy teaching this program so much. There's nothing like working with a bunch of speakers, presenters, managers, trainers, whoever who's going to step in front of an audience and teach them how to not just deliver a body of a presentation, but truly sell the presentation. How's that for fun?
Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's show, please rate and recommend it on iTunes, Outcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also get more information on this show and Rob at jollis.com.